Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tiny Desk Contest Top Shelf. I'm your host, Bob Boilen. I'm the creator of the Tiny Desk Concert Series and the Tiny Desk Contest. Before we get started, I want to take a moment and thank our sponsor, State Farm, for supporting the Tiny Desk Contest and Top Shelf Series. State Farm believes in supporting communities and musicians nationwide. After all, music has the power to unite us, whether it's in person or online. State Farm would like to thank the amazing artists of the Tiny Desk Contest and all the good neighbors out there who are tuning in at home. Your creativity and action gives us hope and gives us happiness. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So, welcome to the Tiny Desk Contest and Top Shelf. I'll just start by, some of you might not know what the contest is and why we do this thing. So we've been doing the Tiny Desk Contest for 6 years now. Winners have gone on to win Grammy Awards. They've played music festivals. They've toured the world, signed a major label. It really is a life-changing event for the winners. We get 6,000 entries. That's what we got this year. And you can watch all the Tiny Desk Contest entries on our Tiny Desk Contest site, npr.org/Tiny Desk Contest. So in a normal year, we'd be gearing up to take the contest winner out on tour. But obviously, this is not a normal year, and the pandemic posed all these challenges. So we came up with this idea and tried to try something different. Because what's cool about going out on tour is we get out there with the winner, and then along with the winner are 4 or 5 and 6 other bands, and an audience of people get to see all these talented people. And so we wanted a way not just to present the winner when that happens, but we wanted you to see all the things we get excited about as we build up to making a decision. A decision that's going to come, 6 or 7 or whatever weeks ahead of us. And what we do is we watch tons and tons of videos and get really excited about it and have conversations about it. We have judges. Brittany Howard is one of them. She's going to join us in a minute. And what we're doing today on this show is Brittany's going to pick 4 of the videos out of the so many that she's watched. And we're going to play songs. You're going to see them. We want you in the chat room to react with applause, with comments about it. We want to see how excited you are about these things. And so I welcome a very special guest, and I'm a lover of her music, singer and songwriter, musician, producer, Grammy winner, all around amazing human, Brittany Howard. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Bob. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So it's been a pretty good day for you, actually, right? I think is today the day that you might have gotten nominated for a bunch of Americana Music Awards?
Yeah, I have that going on. So much to be grateful for, really. And, also being a judge on this contest was super fun. I got to watch something like 120 videos. Everybody was super talented. I've seen some bizarre things, some amazing things. So just thank you for that.
Awesome. And I, who listen to an awful lot of music, go out to shows all the time. This is one of my very favorite things to do and to see, because the beautiful thing is these are unknowns. We probably wouldn't see most of these artists if it wasn't for this contest. And so the more we can get those people out there, the better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the other cool thing is that not only does the winner get to experience some of the things that we've talked about, but it's sort of a life-changing event in many ways for so many of the participants who come. And we want to start off with the Bengsons. you want to tell us who this is? Stick with this one because it's really something, right?
I mean, do stick with it. This is why I chose this. The thing about it is it surprised me. Everybody's going to figure out what I'm talking about as they watch the video. But basically, I chose this because to me, this was something unique. It made me feel something. And I did not expect these certain instruments to coalesce into something that kind of made me rock a little bit, So I chose them because of their unique music. And also, I love the singer. I think she's an incredible singer. And I want to share this with everybody.
Right. This is Sean and Abigail Bengson. I'm told they met at a party in Queens and then 3 weeks later got married. So that's pretty amazing. That speaks to who they are. And also, you may have seen or heard Abigail Benson as a touring member of Tune Yards. So think of Tune Yards when you listen to this, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely picking up on the Tune Yards vibe. I had no idea at the time when I was listening, but it all makes sense now. Yeah.
Yeah. So should we give a watch to the song Pulls Out?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
In the morning, a hand pushes its way through my ribs, and in the evening, by then my chest starts to give. But by the night time, oh, in the middle of the night, I'm alone with a tree growing out of my chest bone. It pulls out. It pulls out, it pulls out of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest, of my chest, of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out. It pulls out of my chest. It pulls out. It pulls out. It pulls out of my chest. In the morning, a hand pushes its way through my ribs, and in the evening, by then my chest starts to give. By the night time, in the middle of the night, I'm alone with a tree growing out of my chest bone. Of my chest, it pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out. Of my chest, it pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out. Of my chest, it pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out. Of my chest, it pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest. In the morning, I'm gonna look just the same. By the evening, you'll still call me by name, but by the night time, in the middle of the night, I'm alone. I'm a big black bird perched on the big throne of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest. It pulls out, it pulls out, it pulls out of my chest, of my chest, of my chest.
Yeah, I'm saying it rocks, man.
We get 6,000 entries. When you see something like that, it just makes your entire day. I madly, madly love those two. I need to meet them.
Me too. I want to meet them too. I love their relationship too, like on camera. They're just so cute.
Right.
And also just the creativity of that. You're going to play drum pads and you're going to have an accordion and she's going to have all these like really rich vocal layers. I mean, she was singing, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's also just a beautiful song about transformation. They sent in some quotes about what that song is about. And some of what Abigail was talking about was that she wrote this when they found out they were pregnant. And then later, unfortunately, they lost their child, but they keep singing that song because to them it is a very powerful prayer of transformation. And she said that transformation isn't always obvious from the outside, and that all that cracking open can feel good. So knowing what her lyrics were about, it just made it kind of gave me chills and kind of made it even more powerful to me. And I'm so glad that I got to choose them and highlight them for this top shelf.
One of the things that that I try to do when I watch these things is not know anything about the artist, and as I find myself being drawn into it, it really is almost always true that there is a fascinating story to the things that wind up touching my heart.
Truly,
quite quite amazing. And I love the fact, I love it when songs unfold over time. I don't like, I'm less inclined to like a song that in the first 30 seconds of the song, you know everything that's going to happen. And that was the other thing. So I just kept watching. What's next?
Yeah. It's definitely a discovery, and I'm so glad I got to be a part of that. For sure.
And so that happened with this second song that we're going to play, which is a song called "Through the Woods" by Yasmin Williams.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is quite an amazing thing. And by the way, if you're just joining us, I'm with Brittany Howard, and we're looking at Tiny Desk contest entries, a series we call Top Shelf. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Yasmin Williams?
Yeah, Yasmin Williams, you know, as I was going through all of the contest participants, I came across her, and boy, was I surprised. She had a guitar across her lap, tap dancing shoes on, a little harp that apparently was Velcroed or glued to her guitar. And I'm like, what is about to happen? And she starts playing the most beautiful, wondrous music off of this instrument, and doing it in a style that I don't see very often, which is holding it across your lap. And this beautiful open tuning, and she's doing so much with all of her limbs, and I can see the focus in her eyes and the concentration, and then everything pouring out was just so unexpected. And the amount of talent it takes to use every single one of your limbs to perform is like breathtaking. And I knew that Yasmin was a very special talent, and I knew I wanted to highlight her today.
I can't pat my head and rub my tummy.
No, you know.
Shall we play Through the Woods? And then when we're done, we're going to bring on Yasmin Williams to talk about this incredible creation. Let's hear it.
The suspense.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
The one thing that's wonderful about this world, especially in 2020, is you never know what's around the corner. So we'll get there in a second, and play Yasmin Williams. That she's using. It looks like what you would play with a hammered dulcimer, and then she does these kind of. Like we'll see it in a minute, but uses these finger style tapping of the guitar, which makes it a whole different instrument, right?
Yeah, it does. It's something that maybe I've come across a few times when going through like finger style guitar playing, but it's just the way that she's expressing herself that I would really like to share with everyone.
Okay, we're going to do that right now, right?
All right.
That's Yasmin Williams. Through the Woods is the song, one of our Tiny Desk contest entries, one of our top shelves. And yeah, it's sort of undeniable. You look at this and you just want to know more about the imagination of the person who put this together. And
definitely. I have a lot of questions.
so let's bring on Yasmin Williams, right?
Yes, let's definitely do it.
Hey guys.
Yasmin!
Yay.
Yo. Super stoked to be here.
Oh my gosh. I love the creativity. I'm going to let Brittany, because I know she's got a list. It's like this.
I do.
Oh my God.
We don't have time for all the questions. But first off, I just want to say, I'm sure everyone is wondering the same thing. How long have you been doing this?
That style, maybe like 9 or 10 years.
Amazing.
So it's kind of a long time, yeah.
And I have heard that you first started playing guitar because of a video game, Guitar Hero.
That is correct.
So
yeah.
how did you arrive? Like, this is something that I want to do, and then you had to go get a guitar, and then you sat down and you taught yourself how to play.
Yeah, I beat the game on Expert, and I was like, bet, I'm ready for a guitar now. And my parents agreed, so they got me an electric guitar. And I played rock for a while, but I got bored of that. So then I switched to acoustic and started playing that style.
Amazing. But when you say that style, I'm noticing that you're playing in your lap with 2 hands on the fretboard.
Yeah.
Where did you see that? Why did you start getting into that?
So I started because like in the video game Guitar Hero, you have to like tap on the buttons. And I always liked the tapping motion, but I was really bad at doing that the regular way. So I kind of like flipped it on my lap, and I was a lot better at doing it that way. Lap tapping, I guess, is what it's called.
Lap tapping. And so then apparently that was boring, and so you added in some tap shoes.
Pretty much. I mean, like it was like, yeah. I mean, I wanted to use all my limbs, kind of. I mean, they're there. Like, why not use them? And sometimes my hands are super busy, so I wanted to like add in like a percussive beat, kind of, because I'm like hip hop influenced a little bit. So I always like a little backbeat. So yeah, that's where the tap shoes came from.
I love that you're going for expert in real life.
I mean, like, right.
How many other stringed instruments do you play? Because when I was doing my own research on you, I noticed that you play menagerie of anything stringed. It seems like you play it.
I was teaching myself banjo. I'm teaching myself kora right now. That's like 21 strings. It's a West African instrument, kind of like a harp.
So beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that one. Bass guitar, like 12 string, just anything guitar related, pretty much.
Incredible. And how is the music scene in Northern Virginia, where you're from?
It's decent. DC has a lot of cool events that happen, like cool festivals that are kind of low key. Same thing with Baltimore and Maryland, but Virginia can get some more stuff. I wish we had more venues like here. There's kind of nothing. Really.
Yeah, I know for a fact if you came through my town, I would definitely get all of my friends in the car and we're pulling up to see you perform. Because it's incredible. Like, I bow to your talent. I bow also to your drive, because I want to know how many hours do you spend practicing? What is your repertoire of practice? Because it's
not enough hours. Like, when I first started playing, it was maybe 6 hours a day, probably. Like, I locked myself in my room and practice. But now it's not even every day. I need to get better. I need like a better schedule.
Well, you know, it's coronavirus, girl. You got time.
Right.
No pressure. No pressure. Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm really honored to meet you, and I'm just wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
I was curious, Yasmin, before you go, like, this is not your first contest year, and I was wondering how you found out about the contest, and because so many of the people who are in the chat room are probably musicians or know musicians, and we want to encourage them next year to do the same and to do what you do. Tell us about how you found the contest, and was it emotionally tough for you to pull yourself together to do this?
I found out about the contest through a friend in 2018, I think it was. And it was kind of tough to put myself out there because NPR is such a huge platform, and frankly, I wasn't sure if I was really like good enough to even like submit anything. But you kind of just got to take the plunge, I guess, and that's what I did.
That's my favorite. I love that. That's so true. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
Don't expect necessarily to become a winner, folks, but
exactly.
But there's
Take a
steps.
chance.
Just take steps.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose. It's
That's
beautiful. Thank you for your like Brittany said.
Thank you so much, guys.
Your
This
incredible
was super
talent.
fun.
Be well. Yasmin Williams, and where can we find your music?
Spotify, Bandcamp, Amazon, just anywhere
Awesome.
you stream music.
Beautiful. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, Yasmin.
Wow. So you picked another rather interesting one. This one takes place, Brittany Howard, in a laundromat.
Yes. So this next artist that I instantly found myself just being like, I already love this person. I don't know anything about them, but their energy is like infectious. I'm talking about Nané. And they have this song, Blue Velvet, and they made this really cool video in the laundromat. And instantly, you know, I'm liking the groove. I'm liking everything I'm seeing. I'm liking the energy. And the singer is just like no holds barred. Like he is just loving himself, feeling himself. And it made me be like, oh yeah, like that's right. I can do that. So, you know, I'm inspired by the dude, and I want to share that kind of energy with everybody. And I think that's the kind of energy that should be spread out in the world. So that's why I chose it.
And I think his energy, I think, comes from you and your energy. I mean, I definitely heard a connection, whether you felt it or not. I certainly feel it now that I think about the two of you and the music you're about to hear from Nané. Big band, super hyper, great upfront person that just pulls you right in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's give a listen to this. It's called Blue Velvet. It's by Nané.
Let me take you out of the ocean. I miss the beat with my hand up on my hips. I just wanna see the sun. This sunscreen always seems to mean I'm here to absorb my ties on the beach. Or in the club, I'm on a jet ski with James Franco. He tells me that I'm fun. I want fun. But I'm not for everyone, and you're not for everyone. I'm still here to make a splash. So blue velvet, you feel so good on my skin. Take a leap over the edge. Oh, blue velvet, you feel so good on my tongue. Every day, sweet on the face. I'm on the run. You got me now. You got me. You got me now. Whoa, I'm on the run. Let me take you around the ocean. I found an island off the Keys, full of us and chimpanzees. They want a battle. They're the king. I don't leave home without my cardboard. Boy, when it's done, don't make a scene. It's got the shit. We're not that different, you know. No one's that different, you know. Let's take a dive on the blue velvet. You feel so good on my eyes. Take a deep breath and survive. I'm on the run. You got me now. You got me. You got me now. Whoa, I'm on the run. Where you running? We're gonna riot. You can chase us, but you can't identify us.
I feel cleansed.
I feel better. I feel energized. I feel like doing my
washed and
laundry.
dried. Yes, laundry was never that fun.
No,
Not at all.
not at the
That's blue.
laundromat.
Right. That's Blue Velvet.
Yes.
Nané is the name of the group, and that singer.
Oh my goodness, what a presence! I love the hair swinging. I found myself smiling the entire video, and I would just love to be a part of editing that video or even be in the video. Just it had me like cracking up, but also had me feeling good, and the lyrics were kind of funny here and there. And
I bet if you
most
asked Daniel Sahad, the lead singer, if you could be in his band, he'd probably let you do that.
I do some features with him. I love his energy. Yes. Also, I want to give a shout out to the percussionist Gustavo for that amazing solo he got to. That's like, I'm into it. I feel better, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're based in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue Velvet's a song. He says it's about being comfortable with who you are, not taking yourself too seriously. We get that, Daniel.
Love the energy.
Because on a macro scale, he says that our lives may seem meaningless at times, but on a micro scale, you can ride a jet ski.
With James Franco. Love it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, of course.
Yes.
Oh, and thank you all in the chat room for doing this and joining us. A couple things. We're going to be doing this for like 6 weeks every Thursday at 3. Please spread the word because these are fun, and it's more fun to have all of you in there. The one that we did last week with Bobby Carter and I helped produce many of the tiny desks that you see in the world, is online. This, for the friends who may have missed it, tell them, because by tonight, this will be online too for you to watch and watch and watch and watch. So please spread the word. We love, the most important thing to me in my life is I have the great fortune to be able to have some sort of platform to take unknown and lesser known artists and put them into the world. That feels like my mission in life. And I want to spread the word. So I want you to spread the word. I can only do so much. If you're excited about something, please tell other people.
Absolutely.
So let's go to song 4.
Yes.
And this is a song quieter and calmer. No laundromats.
No, we're going to take it down.
Yeah, we're going to take that. Yeah, go on.
Well, Bob, I was going to say, these next artists, I love their band name. They're called Mermaid. And when I heard their voices, I was absolutely, I was in. Like, they had me the whole song. And I just, when you hear voices intertwined like this, it's just something really moving. And it kind of cleared my mind for a moment. Everything I had to worry about, everything I had to think about. And I just sat there and I just took this in and I just enjoyed it. And that's why I chose them to be on my top shelf pick, because I think it's really special. And I want them to share that gift that they have with the rest of the world. I want them to keep going, and I want them to find success with that.
That's awesome. Mermaid is Candace Quarles and Brittany Campbell. They have solo careers, and they were both in the cast of Hamilton in Chicago, where they met and they fell in love, and they've been together since. So let's give a look and a listen to Mermaid.
Stay for tonight, for tonight. Stay for tonight. Truly, deeply, souls intertwined. Ever chasing love so
That's Mermaid. The song is called Find Me. And it's they recorded this in an apartment in Los Angeles. You know, I want just the audience to take just a minute. Think of the three things we just played, right, Brittany? And think of like the thousands of videos we have watched that have come our way, and imagine trying to decide a winner. That's the beauty of this and the predicament.
Yes, that is quite a predicament to be in. And, you know, at the same time, that is why I appreciate everybody doing these episodes of Top Shelf, because it is an ability to shine light on every talented person, you know, as many as we can, that are also so talented. And we get to shine a light on them as well, and hopefully help them out with sharing their music. And
Find Me was the first song that they've ever released.
Isn't that something? And I mean, let's talk about the cameos. Let's talk about all the animals. Even the animals like it. Even the animals are like, that sounds good. Let me get closer. You know, it's something about the vibrations coming out of their mouths and the energy they're creating. It's like a little force field. And it does feel kind of fantastical, like a mermaid. So I love it. There's something so earthy about it. And I wish Mermaid just the best of the best. I will definitely be a listener from here on out.
Before we go, I was just curious. I'm stuck at home. You're stuck where you're stuck. And with so much going on, so much emotion out in the world that's pouring into our hearts, does writing songs help you? Or is it paralyzing? Like, what are you doing in your time?
I'm mostly feeding this cat right here.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
He's been staring at me this whole time, guys. I finally decided to pick him up. This is Ozzy.
Who is Ozzy? Thank you.
This is Ozzy. He's 20 years old.
Wow.
I've had him since I was a little young one. I've been feeding him. I've been taking care of cats and dogs, going for walks, eating healthy food, relaxing, trying to see my friends from, 6 feet away with a mask on. And in between all of those things that are keeping me mentally positive and just duties that I have to do, I have found time to make some music, crazy music, all over the place music, music that maybe no one will ever hear. And some music maybe is my next record. I don't know, but it's kind of been fun, no pressure.
That is good. But I don't know about you. I miss being around other humans enjoying music, and this is good. This is, like being in a chat room and stuff is wonderful. I wouldn't mind hugging somebody, and just shouting along with somebody in a venue. But this is good. I like these top shelves, and we're going to continue doing them for a whole bunch of weeks. Next week is Raina Doris of the World Cafe. She's a contest judge with us. She's from WXBN in Philly. So she's got a handful of picks for us that's going to be pretty exciting. And if you like what you heard today, you can watch these contest entries. We'll put this show up on YouTube. You can also go to npr.org/tinydeskcontest. If you're a musician, think about what you might do next year too. Thanks for doing this with us today, Brittany. But before we go,
okay,
we have to do one more.
Okay, we got one more
thing.
We got one more for y'all. I was telling them behind the scenes, I was like, I'm not even sure how to prepare anyone for what's about to happen. This is something I chose because it just takes, like, first off, where did you learn this? How did you get into this? When did you realize you were good at this? I have a lot of questions for this next fella. I'm going to let what he does speak for himself, and I'm going to actually sign off to all the viewers and thank everyone for just being here, participating with us. The next fella, definitely a one-of-a-kind kind of guy, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. And this takes talent, so he definitely deserves to be up here with us.
Okay, Mad Cat. And speaking of cats, Mad Cat's Extravaganza with Peter Mad Cat Ruth.
Yeah, Peter.
Yes. Thank you, everybody out there. Enjoy. I'm Bob Boilen. Brittany Howard, you're a beautiful human. Take care. All right. For NPR Music and the
name of this song is Mad Cat's Extravaganza. That's all, folks.